Hello everyone, we're back for our third very happy video in a row where I just had a good time listening to the album Mutter, the 2001 Rammstein album Mutter. This one is far more like dramatic and theatrical, I suppose I would describe it as, than the first two albums. It's considered by some to be one of the better industrial albums that there is. Um, it's really good. It has some fucking fantastic songs. Um, One that if you've seen the wonderful Vin Diesel movie Triple X. That movie's boring. It's very boring. But that fucking opening scene with Rammstein performing in the club, and there's like the spy. That part's kind of cool, mostly because of the Rammstein. But this album is so good. This album is so good. Now, I think I mentioned in the last video that I consider this probably their best album, but it's not my favorite. And the reason that I make that distinction is I enjoy listening to Sehnsucht more in the sense of, like, I have fun while listening to it. And this is a very good, listening experience, but not in the same way. Because a lot of this is more serious sounding, and it's not as, like, you're just fucking pounding your fist and having like a rockin' time. It's not quite that kind of sound. That's not to say that there aren't some songs that definitely fit that description, like Lynx 234 and Feuerfrei are pretty rippin' fucking tracks. But then like there's some more serious kind of somber sounding tracks that are really quite wonderful. But so yeah, that's what I mean when I say like this is probably their best like artistically, but Sehnsucht is my favorite to listen to. That being said, let's talk about my top three, which was extremely difficult. I was so fucking frustrated trying to pick like who gets to be in the top three because there are some fucking wonderful songs on here. And there's a couple where I'm like, I feel sad because I had to leave them off the list, but I chose top three, and I'm sticking with that format. I might do honorable mentions though to to cheat the system, but my number three pick is going to be Spieler. Spieler is it's really good. It's one of those ones that's a little more like somber. And it's really kind of sad sounding, but it still rocks. It has that really great chorus structure where it's like you hear because I think the narrative setup of the song is that it's about like a child who pretended they were dead because nobody cared about them or something, and then they got buried alive by their village, and the chorus is the child singing from like inside of their fucking grave, trying to get people to notice that they're actually alive to come get them out, and then Till sings like in response, narratively, I think. Because I remember like looking up the lyrics for this at one point and figuring out what the song was about. It's a pretty dark subject. It doesn't end terribly because they actually do get the child out. But yeah, like what a sad fucking subject for a song. But it's got like this kind of like you're being told a story, or like a something like that. So I really like the setup. I like the structure. I like the back and forth in the chorus, like I said, and also it's just got that really nice instrumentation. The keyboard sound that they use. It's just it has like a nursery rhyme or like music that's kind of like for lullabies or something. It's got that kind of feel to it, which is obviously very thematically appropriate. But yeah, I think it's a really good song, and I really enjoy it. My number two pick is another one that's more on the somber side, certainly with its presentation, Zana, which when I first heard this album, God, I listened to that song like dozens and dozens of times. I love this song, and that has like never changed. Zana is one of Rammstein's finest, in my opinion. I think it's such a good fucking song. And yeah, my number one pick is Fire Fry. It's so good. It's like 3 minutes long, but it just grabs you by the ears and fucks you the whole time. It's just so rowdy and fucking like intense. It's great. It's like if you want a fucking like ripping track that fucks, that is the one you want to listen to. It's something, man. That is a song. That is a fucking song and a half in half the package. It's really impressive how awesome and rad that song is. It's like, I feel like a little kid describing it. Like, it's so cool, it's so awesome. But it is. It's really cool. Now, I do want to give very special attention to a song that I really wanted to put on here, which is Mutter. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's kind of how they say it in the song. It's like, Mutter, 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 Mutter. That's my growly till voice. Anyway, this song, part of the reason I like this song so much is that there's that little chorus bit where it's like, Mutter, Mutter. And then he comes in with like the heavier version of the same word. But then there's the follow-up that he does. I don't know how to say the words, but if you've heard the song, you know what I'm talking about, where like he comes in and he says something like really quickly and with so much intensity. It sounds so fucking cool. And then also when it goes to like the post-chorus, or I don't know how to define those sections of the music, but the tone sort of changes and he goes into like a softer voice. Where he's like, "Eins für mich," you know, like that part. That part sounds wonderful. The whole song in general is really quite good. So that is absolutely on my honorable mentions. And fuck it, while we're at it, while we're cheating with honorable mentions, fucking Links 234, Mein Herz brennt, Ich will, fucking yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Great album. The only song that I don't usually listen to, not because I don't like it, but because I'm usually not in the mood to listen to it, is the final track, Nebel? Not sure how to pronounce it, because I don't know that he even says it in the song, actually. But, yeah, that's the only one that I typically don't listen to, just, like, out of nowhere. I have to kind of, like, be in the mood to hear that song. However, this album is so good. Really the only reason that I kind of prefer Saints, like I said, is it's just more fun for me to listen to. And, you know, sometimes fun beats out, like artistic presentation. I don't know. Although, if I had to say, like, you know, which one is, like, the better album, like I said, this is probably their best album. It's so good. Mutter is very impressive. And, fuck, I'd be so happy with my musical career if I was an artist and I made an album that was, like, even mildly as good as this, like, one time, you know, like, fuck. So anyway, that's enough of me gushing about Mutter. The next video, we're going to be talking about Rise, is it Ryza, or Rise? I think it's Ryza, because it's kind of how he pronounces it in the song. But anyway, that's the next one. I'll see you guys in that one. We'll talk about that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.